From our previous lecture, pinag-usapan natin yung historical roots ng agricultural extension sa US at sa Europe. Ngayon naman, titignan natin yung history ng agricultural extension in terms of the Philippine context. Ngayon, ang agricultural extension dito sa Pilipinas, ito ay lumago siya kasama ng paglago ng ating ekonomiya. So kung ano yung journey natin from when we were colonized by the Spaniards up until the end of the Japanese War or the end of the Japanese colonization, naging yun yung mga factors in these events really affected how agricultural extension developed here in our country. So ngayon, let us walk through carefully, stage by stage, kung ano ba yung mga significant milestones sa Philippine agricultural extension. Unahin natin during the Spanish era. So during the Spanish era, remember, Spaniards yung pinakamatagal na natili dito sa Pilipinas colonizing our countrymen. During the Spanish era, dyan nagsimula yung tinatawag nating agricultural demonstration, particularly in the creation of what we call as Granias Modelos, or in English, we call this as model farms. Ito yung inintroduce sa atin ng mga Spaniards as one of the earliest extension tools in the Spanish regime. So bakit nga ba bakit nga ba inintroduce ng mga Spaniards ito? Particularly ang nag-introduce nito ay yung mga Spanish missionaries. So mga pare, okay? Mga Augustinians, mga Jesuita, okay? Mga Jesuits. So inintroduce nila yung model farms because they believe na kapag nag-introduce sila dito sa Pilipinas ng mga improved crops, it would help the rural communities to get organized, tataas yung kanilang income, and at the same time, makakatulong yun para suportahan yung misyon ng mga Spanish missionaries. Although alam naman natin kung ano yung naging kwento dito, right? Na naging maabuso rin yung mga pari natin, kaya naging form of corruption din itong Granias Modelos. Although hindi na natin pag-uusapan yun kasi we're just talking here in the context of how agricultural extension developed. So, among the prominent or mga kilala na Granias Modelos are those that were built in Negros Occidental, particularly for sugarcane production. Sa Pampanga naman, nag-focus mostly ng mga Granias Modelos on rice production, whereas sa Isabela, tobacco production naman yung kanilang pinag-focusan. At this time, ang farming is usually viewed as a subsistence, as subsistence agriculture. Ibig sabihin, yung mga farmers na tinuturuan sa mga panahong ito are just producing enough for the family and enough as well for the mission of the Spanish missionaries. Ang problem during this time is that ang agricultural extension is one way. Ibig sabihin, tinuturuan lang ng mga ng mga Spaniards, yung mga Pilipino na magsaka, pagandahin yung kanilang produkto, pero walang participation si farmer. Hindi siya pwedeng mag-decide sa kung ano yung itatanim niya. So, very restricted. Isipin nyo na lang, parang ang mga Spaniards, sila ay teacher, at ang mga Pilipino ay parang mga batang estudyante na kailangan nilang sumunod sa ipinag-uutos ni teacher. Aside from that, ang naging focus ay yung mga crops na malaki ang kita. So itong mga sugarcane, rice, and tobacco, they're also good crop products for exports. Okay? So it mainly benefited, okay? Yung mga crops na ito mainly benefited colonial trade and hindi niya binibigyan ng pansin yung welfare ni farmer. At the same time, the farmer received little, so konti lamang, little to no training or little to no training or empowerment. So after the Spanish regime, sino ang next na sumakop sa atin? We have the Americans. So during that time, ang Americans naman, during the American occupation, ang agricultural extension mas naging formalized. Ibig sabihin nun, ang agricultural extension became a duty, okay, or a program under public administration and governance. Ano ang naging focus naman ng mga Amerikano sa agricultural extension sa panahon na to? They focused on scientific agriculture. So may science na na-involved dyan. Paano palalaguhin yung produkto? Based on scientific facts. Nag-focus din sila on education. So they're educating the farmers. And finally, ang naging focus ng extension is to build the democracy of the Philippines. So let's talk about some key timelines during the American regime. So in October 8, 1901, nabuo yung Bureau of Agriculture. So yan yung start ng extension efforts through the public systems and na-create yung Bureau of Agriculture na dapat siya ang magsagawa ng mga different extension programs. At the same time, in July 1910, nabuo naman yung tinatawag nating DED or the Demonstration and Extension Division. So ito yung isa sa mga pinakaunang government division na ang goal niya is to reach out to the farmers. And ano yung method na ginamit nila to reach out to the farmers? Ang method na ginamit nila is results demonstration. So nag-create sila ng mga different demonstration plots para maging visible, para makita ni farmer yung effect ng mga scientific knowledge na ito and encourage them to adopt the particular technology. In 1929 naman, yung Bureau of Agriculture, yung Division of Agriculture, was split. So, na-reorganize siya into two different bureaus. We have the BPI and the BAI. So, ano yung BPI? That's your Bureau of Plant Industry, which mostly focus on technologies about crop production. Tapos yung BAI naman are those that focuses on livestock production. And finally, isa sa mga milestone din during this regime is the Commonwealth Act number 85. Ito, ang act na ito, minandato niya yung creation ng provincial extension services. So hindi lang ang agricultural extension, hindi lang siya naging national duty, but it became a provincial duty, placing extension agents closer to the farmers. So you might think of it as in 1936, during the Commonwealth Act number 85, nagsimula yung tinatawag nating devolution of agricultural extension from the national going to the provincial level. So inilapit nila sa mga magsasaka yung agricultural extension. So bakit ito yung i-promote ng mga Amerikano nung panahon na to? Ito yung promote nila particularly kasi na-inspire sila doon sa land grant system na binuo nila sa US. Right? Ano yung land grant system again? Yung land grant system ay isang batas kung saan binigyan nila ng mga lupa yung iba't ibang mga universities doon sa US, and ang task nila is to do research and teach practical agriculture. So parang yun yung ginagaya nila dito sa Pilipinas noong panahon na yun. So nagkaroon ng shift, ano? So instead na top-down approach, like solid top-down approach from the Spanish teaching the farmers, ang mga Amerikano hindi. Ang gawin natin, magkakaroon tayo ng demonstration. So we demonstrate that this particular technologies are working. Papakita natin sa mga farmers na effective itong mga technologies na to in order for them to adopt. And then, right aside that, of course, alongside with that, natitrain yung mga farmers, may mga practical hands-on training, and may mga regular field inspection to see and to observe how the farmers are applying the technology. After the American regime comes now the Japanese era. Okay? Now, dito sa Japanese era, these are 3 years, dahil giyera yan, medyo natigil. Okay? Medyo natigil. Nagkaroon ng standstill yung development ng agricultural extension. Particularly ang agriculture sa panahon na to ay hindi siya nag-focus sa food production but rather on strategic crop production for war use. So, na-disrupt yung mga mandate ng agricultural extension, na-disrupt ang home economics training, yung mga agricultural schools, natigil sila kasi nga may gera. And agricultural officers here were either reassigned, they are forced to abandon their programs, or worse, nangamatay sila or they were caught in between wartime violence. So itong 3 years na to, ito ay isipin nyo na lang hiatus ng development ng agricultural extension. So natigil. Now right after the war, of course, kailangan nang mag-recover ng Pilipinas. Right? So, right?
Magtitake ka ba ng licensure exam for agriculturists this year? If yes, I believe my course is for you. Enroll now at Learning Agri Withal modular course by clicking the link below. Ano pang hinihintay mo? Mag-enroll ka na. Samahan kita mag-review. Bye!